Grinding is a tough job. It's one of those tasks that sounds simple but requires real focus. You take a tool, usually a grinder, and use it to shape or smooth out metal. Think of it like using superpowered sandpaper on something really hard. It's loud, it's messy, and it's absolutely essential in a lot of industries. From building cars to fixing ships, grinding is the work that makes things fit, makes them smooth, and makes them strong. It's the kind of hands-on work that builds our world, one shower of sparks at a time. Without it, a lot of the machines and structures we rely on just wouldn't exist in the same way. You'll find grinders everywhere people are making or fixing things. They are in auto body shops where workers smooth out welded seams on a car frame. They are on construction sites cutting through rebar or cleaning up metal beams. You will see them in fabrication shops where welders prepare metal surfaces for a perfect joint. Even artists use them to sculpt incredible creations out of raw steel. It's a tool for creators, fixers, and builders. The sound of a grinder is the sound of progress, the sound of something being made better, stronger, or ready for the next step in its journey. The tool itself is pretty straightforward. Most grinders have a fast-spinning wheel or disc. This disc is coated with abrasive material, like very hard grit. When this spinning disc touches a piece of metal, it grinds away the surface. It can cut, polish, or clean. There are big bench grinders that sit on a workbench, and there are smaller, handheld angle grinders that you can take right to the job. Each one has its purpose, but they all share one thing in common. They are powerful tools that demand your full and undivided respect every single time you turn them on. So why are we talking about this? Because this powerful tool can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. It's a dirty job. And like all dirty jobs, there's a right way and a very, very wrong way to do it. The right way keeps you safe and gets the job done. The wrong way can send you to the emergency room, or worse. Understanding the tool is the first step. Respecting the power it holds in your hands is the next. Safety isn't about being scared. It's about being smart and prepared for the work ahead. It's about going home in one piece at the end of the day. Let's get right to it. The biggest danger with grinding is the wheel itself. These wheels spin at thousands of revolutions per minute. That's incredibly fast. If a grinding wheel is old, damaged, or used incorrectly, it can shatter. When it breaks apart at that speed, it doesn't just fall to the floor, it explodes. Pieces of the wheel become sharp, heavy projectiles flying in every direction. They can cut through skin, break bones, and cause serious, life-altering injuries. This is not an exaggeration, it's a reality of the job if you don't take precautions. It's why inspecting your wheel before every single use is not just a suggestion, it's a critical safety step. Another major risk comes from the sparks. Sure, they look cool like a fireworks show right in front of you, but those sparks are tiny red-hot pieces of metal flying off the workpiece. They can be thousands of degrees hot. If one of these sparks lands on your skin, you'll get a nasty burn. If it flies into your eye, it could blind you permanently. And it's not just your body you need to worry about. These sparks can travel surprisingly far. If they land on something flammable, like oily rag, sawdust, or a can of paint thinner, you could start a fire before you even realize what's happening. Then there's the dust and debris. Grinding doesn't just create sparks, it creates a lot of fine dust. This isn't like the dust bunnies under your bed. This is metal dust, or dust from the abrasive wheel itself. Breathing this stuff in is terrible for your lungs. Over time, it can lead to serious respiratory diseases that make it hard to breathe. It gets deep into your lungs and stays there, causing damage that you might not notice for years. It's an invisible danger that follows you home if you're not protecting yourself from it. It's a slow-moving threat that is just as dangerous as a sudden accident. Finally, we have to talk about the tool itself. An angle grinder is a powerful handheld machine. If you're not holding it correctly, or if the piece you're working on isn't secured, the grinder can kick back. This means it can be violently thrown back towards you. A spinning wheel hitting your arm, your leg, or your face is a nightmare scenario. It can also happen if the wheel gets pinched or caught on the material. This is why a firm grip, a stable stance, and properly clamped work are so important. The tool must be under your control at all times, without exception. Your first line of defense is what you wear. We're talking about personal protective equipment, or PPE. This isn't just a fancy acronym, it's your personal armor. The most important piece of gear is your eye and face protection. You need safety goggles that wrap around your eyes, or even better, a full-face shield worn over safety glasses. A tiny piece of metal flying at high speed can do permanent damage to your vision. A face shield protects your entire face from sparks and flying debris. Don't ever think for a second that your regular eyeglasses are good enough. They are not. You need gear that is rated for high-impact work. Next up, let's talk about your hands. You need to wear the right kind of gloves. They should be made from a tough material like leather, designed to protect you from cuts, scrapes, and burns from hot sparks. However, you need to be careful. Loose, floppy gloves can get caught in the spinning wheel, pulling your hand into the grinder. Your gloves should fit well. They are there to protect you from the byproducts of the work, not to stop the wheel itself. They give you a better grip and keep your hands from getting chewed up by sharp metal edges and hot surfaces. Don't forget about your lungs. The dust created by grinding is no joke. Wearing a dust mask or a respirator is essential. A simple disposable mask can filter out a lot of the bigger particles, but for heavy-duty grinding, you should use a respirator with the correct filters. This will protect you from breathing in the fine metal and abrasive particles that can cause long-term lung damage. Think of it as a filter for your body. You wouldn't run your truck without an air filter, so don't run your own body without one either when you're doing a dirty job like this. Your clothing matters too. You should wear long sleeves and pants made from a durable, flame-resistant material like cotton or wool. Never wear synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon because hot sparks can melt them right onto your skin. Tuck in your shirt and make sure you don't have any loose, dangling clothing, jewelry, or even long hair that could get caught in the grinder. It's all about creating a clean, tight profile so there's nothing for the tool to grab onto. Safety is about controlling every part of the situation, and that includes what you wear. Before you even think about pulling the trigger on that grinder, you need to inspect your equipment. This is not optional. Pick up the grinder and look it over. Is the cord frayed or damaged? Is the handle secure? Are all the guards in place? The guard is there for a reason. Never ever remove it. Then check the grinding wheel itself. Give it a close look. Do you see any cracks, chips, or signs of damage? A damaged wheel is a ticking time bomb. If you find anything wrong with the tool or the wheel, don't use it. Get it fixed or replace the part. A few minutes of inspection can save you a world of hurt. Your workspace is just as important as your tool. A cluttered, messy area is an unsafe area. Before you start, take a look around. Clear the floor of any tripping hazards like cables, tools, or scraps of material. You need to be able to stand in a stable, balanced position without worrying about what's at your feet. Also, make sure your workspace is clean of any flammable materials. Move any oily rags, gasoline cans, paper, or wood dust far away from where you'll be grinding. Remember those sparks? They can travel. A clean workspace is a safe workspace. Now let's talk about the job itself. Make sure the piece you are grinding is clamped down securely. Use vices or clamps to hold it firmly in place so it can't move while you're working on it. Trying to hold a small piece with one hand while grinding with the other is a recipe for disaster. Once you start grinding, let the tool do the work. Don't force it. Apply steady, even pressure. If you push too hard, you can damage the wheel, overheat the tool, and lose control. A good, two-handed grip on the grinder will give you the control you need to guide it safely and effectively. Finally, the most important safety tool you have is your brain. You have to be alert. You cannot be tired, distracted, or in a rush when you are grinding. This work requires your full attention. Listen to the sound of the grinder. You can often hear if something is wrong. Pay attention to where your sparks are flying. Be aware of anyone else who might enter your workspace. Safety isn't just a list of rules to follow, it's a mindset. It's about respecting the tool, knowing the risks, and staying focused on the task from start to finish. Stay alert, stay safe, and you'll be able to tackle any dirty job that comes your way.